What is going on, everybody? We are back with another review, and this time we were reviewing Season 1, Episode 4 of The Terror, and it is called Punished as a Boy. This was directed by Edward Berger, written by David Kajganich. I think this, yeah. So Edward Berger and David Kajganich, it's the first time they've worked together on this series since the first episode. And this is Edward Berger's last episode that he directs. Yes. This episode was released April 9th, 2018. So we pick up in November of 1847, and the creature is continuing to kill people. He goes onto the ship and takes somebody, and they send out crews. They send out a crew to go try and find the body of the guy that was taken. They split into twos. The captain takes one of the more scared members with him, and in the process of what he thought was finding the dead body of the other kid, or the other member, the scared kid that went with him ended up dying and getting taken. They have a meeting afterwards where he talks. Well, it's not a full-on meeting. It's the new captain, second in command, as we've been calling him, and the third in command have a meeting. And the third in command tells him, like, "Yo, dude, stop drinking. You're in charge now. Like, you need to get a hold of yourself." And the new captain is like, "I don't really care. We're all gonna die out here because nobody would listen to me." So, we then hear a commotion upstairs and on the top deck, and the captain goes up top, and it turns out another guy has been, at the time, injured. He does eventually die, but he has basically a hole in his head, and you can see his brain and whatnot. So he was attacked by the bear thing as well. And at this point, the Irish kid that we were talking about before has decided he's going to take it into his own hands, and starts to ask and asks one of the other members. He said, "We know that you saw where the Inuit lady was when you went out. I need to know exactly where she's at." So we do get a flashback as the captain goes into a room after a short meeting with everybody, where you find out that him and the girl that he wants to marry were talking about getting married, and she told him that she wouldn't marry him because he's a captain, and she doesn't want anything to do with captains. She sees how captains live, and she doesn't want that life for her. And he says, I'm not going to be a captain forever. In fact, I'm only going to go on probably this last expedition, and I'll be done. I'll come back. I'll retire from being a captain and get into politics. And she's like, "Politics for the North or South?" And then he was like, "Probably the North." So forth and so on. So, we also see that he's basically still in the past, that he's basically denied any idea of this from the mom of the family. She's like, "Not gonna happen." And that's pretty much. And basically, he was like, "Yeah, you ain't gonna stop me if she wants to do this kind of thing, right?" So he comes out of this vision of the past to hearing a huge commotion, and he goes to see what the huge commotion is, and turns out they have captured the Inuit woman and basically have her tied up and are planning on executing her. They're like, "Oh no, we're gonna get rid of her." And he's like, and the captain shows up, shoots a gun into the air, demands, I guess the first time you see him be the captain, demands everybody on their knee, tells them that this is not how we act. We are civilized human beings. He has her untied, and they take her to another location on one of the ships. So they go, and he says he's going to interrogate the three people that admit that it was them that went and captured the lady. So he takes them down. They tell a story of this bear thing and her being in cahoots or whatnot. And her like reaching out to touch it and pet it or whatever. And so finally the captain's like, all right, well, you guys all have broken this rule, this rule, this rule, and this rule. And cruelty was one of them. And he was like, cruelty to who? And he was like, cruelty to the woman. He basically demands that everybody gets 15 lashes. But the Irish guy that was sleeping with the other dude keeps talking back and running his mouth. And the captain's like, oh, you want 20? 25? Oh, 30. So he ends up saying the last thing is 30 lashes to be punished as a boy. And I sat there for some reason. I didn't put two and two together. And I was like, what does it mean to be punished as a boy? And they get to the actual punishment. They make everybody on all the boats come to watch the punishment. And the two guys that went first, they didn't even show any of them happen. But they got the lashes on their back. And the punished as a boy. 30 lashes punished as a boy. They tie him to a table. They brought out a table, tied him to a table, bent over. They pulled his pants down, and they whooped his ass with the whip. And anytime the dude accidentally hit the top of the ceiling to make it not work as good as it should have, they made him do it again. And I was like, this is nuts. Was not what I was expecting at all. So they get through that, and they offer up anybody that wants to go stay on the other boat is allowed to, and they said everybody but 10. So there's only 10 people that want to stick around on the original boat. Everybody else wants to go over, and he's cool with that. The episode ends with the surgeon guy who goes to bring the Inuit woman some food, and he tries to communicate with her. Tries to basically say what his name is, to see what her name is. Tries to say that he is from England, and he knows that she is from where she's from, and he knows like 2 words in her language, so forth and so on. So, and that's how it ends. It's him trying to talk to her. And just let me tell you, man, this was so good. I was not expecting this episode. There's so many small factors that are going into it. Is it the best thing I've seen? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. In fact, I would be willing to say about 80% of American Horror Story is better than this. But I will say this is still entertaining. It's still got time to pick up even more. It's still got time to falter. So we'll see what direction it is. Currently, it's trending upward for me, though. So it's weird to see that this episode had under 1 million live viewers. It's the first episode in the season to have under 1 million live viewers. And I think it is... Oh, no, this one had 1.17. I'm sorry, I misread that. It's the next episode that has under 1 million viewers. So we'll see how things go. But all right, guys. That's pretty much the gist of everything that's going on. I am still interested in seeing if they can get the Inuit woman to calm this. What's it called? Toonbach. Calm the Toonbach down. We'll see. I don't think she wants to. She still has her tongue, so I don't know how she communicates with it like her dad did. But I'd be interested. I do think we're going to still continue to lose people, and everyone will die. Almost. At least almost, but I'm pretty sure everyone will die. So we'll see how that goes. I feel bad, though, because you're kind of rooting for the captain to get back to the girl, but then you're also kind of rooting for the captain to die because he's kind of being a dick right now. So I am interested to see where that goes. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of this review. It's good so far. I'm having fun with it. I can't wait to see where it goes. And yeah, we've got 6 more episodes. So, all right, guys, I love you. We'll see you next time. Peace.